In the hypothetical situation where a 1 ID guy, a 2026 ID guy and a 4026 ID guy were thrown into the same room to debate about a delicate topic, they would curse each other into oblivion and accuse each other of being immoral brutish monsters before quitting. Some would accuse the other of being illogical or of breaking unobservable human rights or of being against the hive mind or stuff like that. The 1 ID guy would accuse the others of being weak. The 2026 ID guy would use his academic jargon to say why human rights can be observed in a lab, and the 4026 ID guy would claim that it is perfectly rational to obey the hive mind. So I have no reason to trust whatever the current secular morality is, since you will be inevitably called a monster by people in the far future. In my opinion, Kant is wrong, since rational self-evident morality can be clearly changed by historical events. Had ancient Sparta stayed relevant, Kant would have agreed with Spartan morality, for example, and found a perfectly rational way to explain why abandoning ugly babies is correct. Had history played out differently, we would have believed in another set of morals that we would have found perfectly rational. Had we evolved from a different animal, let's say, a praying mantis, Kant's moral law would have told us that eating your husband is perfectly rational and logical. Many people online, especially on Reddit, accuse ancients of being evil brutes, and they claim to have finally reached the truth, as if their current 21st century morality isn't another snapshot destined to change and fade away as history changes. 2,000 years will pass, assuming they do, and someone will accuse them of being immoral monsters just like they accused the ancients. No matter how much a redditor might accuse Hammurabi or Caesar of being incel, misogynist, slaverist, evil, unaffirming, homophobic apes that deserve the worst kinds of torture and should have unalived themselves for being subhuman trash, nothing stops a few history changes from getting also equally insulted by your descendants with equally massive insults. They might be willing to throw an ancient person into a volcano or skin them alive, punishing them for being so monstrous, only to realize there is a guy from 4000 ID that would be willing to give them an equally brutal end for the same reasons. We are acting as if the oppressed in any society across history all believed in 21st century values before the oppressor started believing in them. Are we really sure Spartacus believed in human rights? Did people who got kidnapped and tortured by enemy soldiers in war believe in concepts that would only have emerged in the 19th century due to historical events that, had they unfolded differently, would have resulted in people having other moral feelings today? No Roman freed slave or Roman woman who somehow got more freedom than others held these modern values. They are just another product of the .times. In reality, human rights cannot be observed in nature. Hume was right, you can't get an ought from an is. Either you believe in an objective atemporal morality, let's say a religion, or you believe that this is all absurd.